Rain finally tapering off, but the wind is picking up. I heard it howling earlier.
Yeah, you could see the sprinkles blowing this way.
It's going to get a lot worse as we go through the overnight. Really, the wee hours of the morning, you're probably going to hear it in the middle of the night. Now, that's the story overnight. Wind is the story, especially overnight and early on Tuesday. But sunshine, it's going to return. We're going to see some gorgeous conditions the next couple of days. Stays way above average as we're going to see some really warm conditions. I think by the end of the week, we'll be back into the 60s. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Ashe County. That storm is moving northeast, so it's moving up into Virginia. But the line of showers does extend down to the south. Not as strong, but we're likely going to see a couple heavier downpours. Got a couple moving through York County right now around Rock Hill. So again, the winds are going to start ramping up here, especially after midnight. This little band right there doesn't look like much. That's kind of the leading edge of the really strong winds wrapping around the backside. There's the low pressure center associated with some colder air. That's actually moving northeast as well. Look at all the wind advisories. Wind advisories for everybody. High wind warnings in the mountains. This is up through noon tomorrow. So we'll see the winds eventually taper off. And just to show you some of those wind speeds, initially tonight throughout the south and then the southwest, but overnight they'll start to shift to the west. But look at the wind gust over 30 miles per hour. It's trash day tomorrow, just a heads up. Got to keep an eye on that trash can because once it gets emptied, you're probably going to see it blowing down the street. Low pressure moving up into the northeast behind it. Some cooler air, but still above average for this time of year, just cooler than what we've seen the last couple of days. And actually over the next few days, as high pressure slides off to the east, the winds are eventually going to swing back around to the southwest, and we'll start seeing some warmer temperatures. But the overnights are going to be noticeably cooler. We've seen lows the last 3 or 4 nights that have been hotter than our average high for this time of year. So to get anything back into the 30s, even 40s will feel cooler. Just a touch of snow when you wake up in the mountains, especially near the Tennessee line, maybe an inch or two. It's not going to amount to a whole lot, but the wind's going to do something else this week. We've already seen an early start to the trees again this year. Last year was the earliest start to the pollen season on record. This year's probably maybe a week behind that, so it's way ahead as well. All in all, this is at least a month ahead of schedule as we're expecting to see the pollen really shoot up by the end of the week. Could even see medium to high, so just heads up if you have allergies. This week, though, we get a chance to dry out, and that's why the pollen is actually going to be pretty active as the wind begins to pick up. That'll be a story. Now, tonight with that low pressure tracking to our west, we're going to see a dip in the pressure tonight into tomorrow morning. So aches and pains forecast, we're going to see it in the red, especially for folks that have injuries, arthritis, any kind of knee or joint problems. You're going to notice that tomorrow. But the rest of the week and into the next weekend, we're going to see the pressure kind of level off, should make it feel pretty nice. So tomorrow, the great news here is the sunshine returns. It will look great out there, but just a heads up, that northwest wind will make these temperatures, which are still slightly above average at 57, feel much cooler than that. When you look at the Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, really mild air. For Valentine's Day, should be really nice. Temperatures around 60 degrees, mid-60s for Thursday and Friday. It will be cooler this weekend, actually below average. We might end up with our first below average high in almost 3 weeks by the weekend. And then let's go 10 days into the future, because there's really no sign of cold temperatures or anything winter-like. In fact, temperatures will be back into the 60s by the middle of next week.